So we talked about Assassin's Creed Hexe coming up pretty soon. This is the next Assassin's Creed game after Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is set to completely bomb and fail. And we talked about how this was being touted as the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. It's going to have a witch coven and a whole bunch of like modern feminist witch ladies. And yeah, probably a lot of scissoring and all that bullshit. It's going to take place in the Salem witch trials era. Well, now, according to a rumor, Ubisoft is allegedly dreading the release of this game. And I don't blame them after all of the bullshit that they're going through at this time, with the stock being a decade all-time low, with them having to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows, with Star Wars Outlaws completely flopping, with Skull and Bones being a financial fucking loss of millions of dollars. There's nothing this company could do right. And if they have a game coming out that's going to be lesbian witches, they're in trouble. Literally, this is probably a sign of things to come that they are worried if Assassin's Creed Shadows bombs. And then we also have the rumors of a sale possibly with Tencent and all this hoopla. This company is in trouble, guys. So if they have upcoming games coming out, they're going to force bullshit like being gay and feminism and stuff like that. People are going to tune out. People already are tuning out. I mean, again, Star Wars Outlaws, it literally had the Star Wars brand attached to it and it flopped. It sold 1 million copies at launch. Like, it took them a whole month. That's ridiculous. So continue on. Let's look at this article. This is from thatparkplace.com. And it says that they're allegedly dreading it. They're dreading the release. And, of course, Indy Mion is the one who's sharing this rumor. Again, take it all with a grain of salt. But it seems time and time again, Indy Mion is showing that his inside sources are actually credible and legit. He's saying that an Ubisoft insider informed him that this would be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. Now, it's going to be made on a smaller scale. Apparently, not the size of Shadows. Maybe something about Mirage or less. But according to him, he was told the next Assassin's Creed, which is called Hexe, is set during the Salem witch trials, which being internally claimed to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. I'm told that it has only one single female protagonist, and it's also the most fantastical Assassin's Creed yet. There'll be lots of mysticism, and we'll also have, as I said, very striking visuals. I don't know if that means an entirely different art style or anything, but this is what I was told. So now we're going to have magic, mysticism, striking visuals. I mean, on paper it sounds cool, but you know, we're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, where it's supposed to be historical fiction, at least according to Ubisoft, and how they like to twist stuff, like with the Yusuke narrative with Assassin's Creed Shadows. They take some creative liberties. We don't have an exact historical figures in the Salem witch trials that are actual like witches. I wouldn't speak. I can't recall one. If there is one, let me know, but I don't think any of them were noted as notable historical figures that died for the cause. But we can already know if it's going to be praising feminists, it's going to be something against men. It's going to be something against colonizers, probably, because this was like the Puritan age and there was like pilgrims and colonists. So it's probably going to be very heavy on the hating white colonizers, and you're probably going to play as a witch of color. I'm willing to bet here, or at least LGBTQ at some point. But going on with his quote is saying, I was told it will still be an open world action game like the other ones, but from what I've been told, it's the biggest departure yet for the series, which, you know what, that could maybe be a good thing, right? My sources claim that Hexe is very, very female power oriented. We are talking lots of lesbian relationships, great, and female characters. It has witch covens and apparently very little masculine presence within the game. So if it's a witch as the main character, I would expect it to be very female heavy. I said this a while back. I think I made a video about this about a month ago. I'm not expecting like a huge male presence, but you got to have some characters, right? I don't know what it is with all these companies trying to tune out actual males and keep them out of the games. I don't know, but it says anyway, although my sources told me that they believe the game will be scaled down in the future and then made into a Liberation-esque game instead of a mainline title. Mostly because Ubisoft does not have confidence that Hexe will sell well at all, and this too was put in development when a lot of these pandering were first being pitched or made. So it seems like back when they announced it, like in 2022, that's when they started to be like, oh, we got to pander. Oh, we got to cater to people of color. We got to cater to, you know, the female feminist audience. It seems like, again, all these companies are more focused on catering to woke ideologies, DEI, checklist. You know, you got to get the person of color, you got to get the person that's gay, You know, you got to have this. They're more focused on political narratives than they are actually making great games. Like, it's not that hard to just entertain people. People don't need a safe space. People don't need to feel relatable to whatever characters in the video game they're playing. Again, like I said in the past, if you feel like you have to be relatable to a character in the video game, you're either a narcissist or you're a retard, or probably both. Now, I don't know what it is with society and entertainment focusing on witches, but it seems like this last year it's been very witch heavy with Agatha, with Acolyte, you name it. Like, it seems like witch is this, witch is that. I don't know if there's some kind of underlying thing that they're trying to promote, you know, witchcraft to young females. They already poisoned the modern feminist. They all think the same. They all hate men. They all think men are the problem, that we're all misogynist. And I mean, look at Alyssa Mercante, right? So are they going to be trying to push that in this? But going on, they're saying internally, as I was being told, the developers behind Hex joked that the game will indeed piss off the fan base, but they wanted to make it anyway. So again, Ubisoft is more focused on, oh, it's going to piss off the fan base, but let's make it anyway. Like, why are they intentionally trying to piss off their consumers is what I want to know. Now, continuing on, it says, I assume because the game is devoid of male characters, besides, of course, the ones you'll probably kill or hunt. And like I said, it's going to have borderline magic at this point in the Assassin's Creed series. So expect lots of weird Isu gobbledygook. That's a nice little word, I guess, as well. But that's what I was told about Hex so far. So the same source apparently has told new information to Indie Mion. And again, take all this with a grain of salt. It's honestly, it hasn't been confirmed, hasn't been verified. I think we're still at least a couple years away from this game coming out, because Assassin's Creed Shadows might even get delayed even more. So who knows when Hex is finally coming out. But apparently they're calling the reaction to the game's plot and setting to be not what players want from the franchise. Of course, we don't want modern feminist messages in our shit. If you're going to make it about witches, make it fun, make it cool. The Salem Witch Trials, honestly, is a pretty cool little setting for a game that could possibly be spooky. Maybe this could be a scary Assassin's Creed. Now, going on, he says, I'm told that Ubisoft is contemplating reducing resources for this Hex game because they're originally considering it to be the next mainline title in the Assassin's Creed franchise after Shadows. There's already 4 years of dev time in this game already, with another 2 at least left before it's finished. Hence why I said it would likely come out in 26. It's probably going to get delayed. They are internally allegedly very angry that people are not enjoying the female-centric push for this game and others. Well, of course not. Nobody wants the MCU. Nobody wants the Force is female. There's nothing wrong with having main female protagonists, but if the greatest quality of those characters is that they're female, that's not a good character. Write some attributes, write some traits, write some, character traits that make those characters good. Have a good plot line. I don't care what the gender is of your protagonist. Just don't make it like, oh, it's a good game because it's a female. Like, these people just see gender. They just see sexual orientation. They don't see good writing. That's the fucking dilemma here, is nobody believes in good writing anymore. Why is that? It's because all these people were trained and taught by their college professors to hate men. And what it comes down to is men are bad. Gamers are the worst. We hate gamers. Like, they're making video games, but they hate their consumers. Somebody make it make sense. I don't know why it's like so toxic and poison, but continuing on, it says, there are discussions that the game might get gutted in order to change it to make it more commercially viable, if you will, but I doubt anything they can do to that this game will fix much of anything. And that's almost like the same thing that they're in with Assassin's Creed Shadows with Yasuke. They're in trouble with that. There's a rumor going around that they're actually thinking about reducing Yasuke's role. I think it's too little too late for that. You know what I mean? Delaying it, maybe even possibly further. If they delay it longer, then I'll believe that. But if it's only a 3-month delay for Shadows, I don't believe that. But there's still time possibly for Hex for them to change things around. If you've noticed this year in 2024, people aren't buying the fucking woke shit anymore. People aren't buying it. People are not buying the woke shit anymore. Look at Dustborn, look at Concord, look at Unknown 9. People are not following the whole woke ideology anymore. They're tired of it being shoved in their faces. And anybody who disagrees with that, they're fucking delirious. If you think that the vocal minority are the right-wingers, you're mistaken. There's no such thing as a modern audience. So going on, this talks about how it was announced back in 2022 with a brief teaser trailer, and that's all we've seen about it. But again, they're saying it's going to provide a different experience in terms of game and game structure, and that it appears to have more of a horror vibe. I think that's cool. Apparently, their goal at Ubisoft is to have Assassin's Creed games come out more often, but they don't want it to be the same every game. So we'll see what happens with Assassin's Creed Hexe, making it again in that setting with the Salem witch trials and all that. I think that's actually really cool, but I don't want feminist propaganda. All right. I know that's tough when you're going to have main characters and things, but make the game fun. And if they are worried about it, good. Let these people have their feet to the fire. Good. Let them worry about it. Let them be scared. Let them make changes. We know they won't. These people double down. They're all activists. We know they won't make changes, but if they want to, good. Let's scare them a little bit. But the only way that changes will happen to this game and future Ubisoft games is if you let your wallet talk for you. So when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out, if it's something that you don't want to support, don't. If it's something that you do, if you want to check it out, if you want to play it, that's fine. By all means, have fun with it. I don't call for boycotts. I don't call for cancellations, but I will call the bullshit out in games and give my opinion about it. I checked out Star Wars Outlaws. It was okay. I would have preferred them to actually make a good Star Wars game. There was potential there. I probably will check out Shadows, but I'm going to be honest. If the Yusuke cringe is bad, I'm going to call it out. So Hex, let's see what happens. I think they're going to wager to see what happens with Assassin's Creed Shadows, if it fails or if it bombs. I mean, fuck, if the company gets sold, it might get canceled straight out. I mean, we got all those rumors about the company possibly getting sold. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, guys. Again, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you're brand new. We're almost to 93,000 subscribers. That would be amazing if we hit it here really soon. Can we get it? Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Take care.